What is going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be helping you guys break down the total cost of your first shipment. I know a lot of you beginners are usually scared to figure this out. How much is it going to cost to sell? How do I figure out the cost? And what things do I need to factor in? These are all questions I get asked all the time, so don't worry. In this video, we're going to be covering all that, so stay till the end and you will know exactly what to do. Okay, so before we actually get into the numbers and what certain things you need to factor in, you have to know that this is only the cost for your actual shipment from the supplier and getting it to the country that you want to sell in. So this does not factor in maybe if you need to get a custom logo done by a designer, or you can do it yourself if you want to do it for free. This also does not factor in any advertisements or running PPC campaigns or anything like that that's going to help you promote your product. This is simply just going to show you what to factor in when it comes to actually purchasing your product from a supplier and getting it to the country you want to sell in. Only those two things. So I'm going to be taking you guys onto Excel with me today, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what it should look like when you guys are breaking down these costs and how much it should be around for your first order. Okay, so here we are on Excel, like I said, and this is something I like to call my unit cost calculator. Now, this is going to do two very important things for us. This is going to give us two numbers. So it's going to tell us, number one, how much it costs to ship and manufacture one unit, and it's also going to tell us how much it's going to cost for an entire shipment of product. So those are two numbers that are very important for us to figure out profitability in the long run, to see if this product is worth it or not, if we can make a profit with this product or not, and it's going to tell us a whole lot of other important things when it comes to succeeding or not succeeding. Okay, so this first box right here on the top left is going to be where you want to type in your certain product name. So let's say we are selling pens. As always, that's always the example we go with, because I don't want to give away any of my products or any good products or any of my students' products, so I always go with pens because I know that won't sell well. So product, we're going to say pens, and then the reason you want to keep track of this is because once you start testing a bunch of products and you want to run the numbers on a bunch of different products, you want to create multiples of these so you can look back on it and look at the different options you have. So maybe today we make one for pens, and tomorrow we can make another one for phone cases, and then we do 10 of those, and then after we do 10, we can look at all the different unit cost calculators, and then we can look at the actual numbers and see which one looks the most appealing to actually sell and which one we want to go with. So now this column right here, this is going to be the per unit. So this is going to tell us how much it's going to cost per unit for everything. And then at the very bottom, these are going to be the totals. So this is going to be the total per unit cost. And then this side is going to be for the total shipment. So this is going to be the total shipment cost. And remember, these things are only factoring in the manufacturing and the actual shipping. So the first thing we need to do to figure out is we need to figure out how many units we actually want to order in our first shipment. So number of units for this column is going to be always 1, because this is going to be figuring out how much it costs per 1 unit. And then this side is going to be our total shipment. So right here, you're going to want to put the total number of units that you want to buy on your first purchase. And there are a lot of specific rules and strategies when it comes to actually figuring out how many units you want to buy in your first order. So please do me a favor and do not just purchase 50 because I can afford 50, or 5,000 because I can buy 5,000. You need to figure out the actual good number to go with, because there are different ways of figuring that out. And this is something that I teach to all of my private students, and I'm going to go ahead and take us onto my YouTube homepage so I can give you guys my email. Okay, so here we are on the YouTube homepage, and if you guys haven't already, then go ahead and subscribe right here now. And thanks once again to all of you guys who do subscribe and comment and like the videos. I appreciate it, and that is what keeps me going and making these videos for you guys. And also, if you guys want to become a private student of mine, then this is my email right here, and you have to email me to get in, because it is a private course taught by myself, and it takes you through the whole process of Amazon selling from start to finish. And like I said, it is private, so I only teach a few people at a time. That way I could really focus on them and get them to succeed. And it also comes with a ton of other different things, such as my personal one-on-one mentorship. So basically, you get to ask me as many questions as you want for as long as you want, and I always respond very quickly. And you have someone to really guide you from start to finish through the whole process to make sure everything goes smoothly. It also comes with my personal templates for negotiation, inquiries, cease and desist letter, all these different things that you're going to need. And it also comes with all my personal business connections. So you guys get discounted rates for different things like shipping, logo creation, product launching, all these different things going to help you save a lot of money. And last but not least, it also comes with a private Facebook group for all the students to interact and network with each other and get their initial reviews, along with an 11-hour video course of me teaching you everything when it comes to Amazon selling. That was a lot to go over. So once again, if you guys want to invest in your future or your business or yourself, then go ahead and email me here and I will give you guys more information on the whole course and my mentorship. And also subscribe. So back on track and back in the video now. Right here in this column, like we said, we need to come up with the total shipment number that we want to sell. And sadly, I don't have a video teaching you guys how to do this on the YouTube channel yet, but it is in my course for my students. But maybe in the future, I will make a video on it. So let's just guess and say we want to sell about 300. So that means we're going to have 300 units of our first product to sell on Amazon. And 300 is an average number, but you really need to figure out what the real number should be, like I said. But 300 we're going to go with for now. Now, unit cost, this is going to be how much it's actually going to cost to get the product itself made from the Chinese supplier or wherever else you're buying it. Now, this is going to be called EXW. If you guys are wondering what the actual term is, to figure it out, you're going to ask your supplier how much it's going to cost for EXW per unit. Just to manufacture the product is going to be EXW. So let's say they respond and we are selling some really, really nice pens and they say it's going to be maybe $1 a unit. So it's going to cost $1 to manufacture 300 pens. So that gives us a total of $300 so far for the 300 pens. Now, we also need to get our product labeled. Now, if you don't know what that means, it basically means Amazon is going to give us a bunch of different labels that they call the FN SKU, and you're going to take all those labels and send them to your supplier through email or whatever else you're using to contact them, and they are going to print them out and put the labels onto each package. So usually this could be free or it could be around 20-cent charge, but for the most part, I've seen that it costs around 10 cents a unit for the actual labeling. So let's say, there we go, 10 cents. And it's really crazy how all these different pennies, 10 cents, you wouldn't really stress about, but after all these things add up, it could really make a big difference. So that's why every penny counts, and that's why you need to negotiate on everything. That's also something I teach my private students. Negotiation is key, especially if you want to compete nowadays with a competitive Amazon market. So after we get our label cost done for 10 cents, we usually go on to something called logo cost. So if you guys are wondering why we need to actually pay to put a logo on our product, why can't we just sell the pen by itself without a logo, is because that is very risky and bad things will happen. To keep it simple for the beginners. Now, if you guys are more advanced, the word for this is we want to watch out for hijackers. We don't want anyone to hijack our listing, but that is a topic for another video, also taught in my course. Logo cost is usually going to be around 10 cents to 20 cents, same thing as label cost. Now, there are different ways that they can logo your product, and some are going to cost more than others. So for example, they can actually engrave something into your product with a laser. So they're going to laser etch into your product, your logo or your brand name, whatever you guys want. Or you can have it stamped or printed on with paint. And then usually the cheapest option is just to have a sticker put on with your logo on it. So that is probably the cheapest option, and it might cost a little bit more money to have it engraved or actually painted onto the product. And something else to factor in is how many colors you have in your logo. So if it's one color, just black, then it's probably going to be cheaper. If you have 10 colors, then it's going to be more expensive because they have to put in more color into it, more work. So take that into factor as well, but for the most part, it's going to cost about the same as the label cost, so about 10 cents a unit. So that's an additional $30 on our total shipment of 300 units. So 10 cents for 300 units is $30. I hope you guys are following along. Now, the last thing we need to factor in for our unit cost is going to be the shipping cost for the units. So usually it can be anywhere from a few $100s to thousands of dollars, depending on whether you go with a sea shipping or air shipping, and also depending on how much your product weighs, how big it is, how many units you're shipping. There are so many different ways and things to calculate, and shipping is very complicated. I wish it wasn't, but it really is complicated, especially if you're a beginner. It's really hard to take in. But let's come up with a number somewhere in between sea and air shipping. So let's just say maybe about 60 cents per unit to ship. So this is going to be the total shipment cost, and that's going to include the actual freight forwarding, that's going to include the customs fees and the duties fees. So that's going to be the ending number that we want. And let's say that's $180 in this situation. And this is kind of a weird product, so don't take these numbers seriously, because pens would be extremely light and we would be selling 1 pen per pack. So this is kind of a weird product, but this is basically a video just to show you guys what certain things you need to take into factor when it comes to unit cost calculations and how much to figure out for your total shipment cost. So like I said at the beginning of this video, there are a lot of other factors that you need to consider when you're selling on Amazon, such as the Amazon selling fee, which is $40 per month, and also the different advertising costs for PPC or product giveaways or the launching or anything like that. So you guys need to factor in those costs as well, but that is for another video, and this is another complicated topic that we will have to go over in another video, like I just said. But for now, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Make sure you guys go down below, click on the like button if you learned anything new. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And last but not least, go down below, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, let me know if you subscribed, and I respond to every single comment. So that's it for this one, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you guys down below in the comments, or I will see you guys if you guys email me to become a private student, and I will see you guys in the next video.